cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like life, I'll rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound through the stars.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Black NewsBeat. Thank you for coming. Give yourselves a hand. It is so wonderful to see everyone tonight. Did y'all miss us? Yeah. Okay, that was okay. I mean, it was okay. But did you miss us? Yeah. Okay, that's better. We were off for the whole month of July. We had a lot of fun. There were a lot of things happening. I heard that there's now a monkeypox problem. Very weird. I heard there's a resurgence of COVID again. I don't like that either. But what I want you guys to know and what we did in July, we went on the road a little bit. So you'll see a little bit about that today. We had a wonderful month of, we were in New York. I went to the inaugural social justice conference for Rock Nation. We had so much fun. That was one of the best experiences of my life. So we'll take a little look at that, and then we can talk about it. Oh, there it is, right. Well, thank you, my gracious audience. So for the folks in the studio who definitely couldn't hear that, I hope the folks online heard it. But we had a beautiful time at the UJC conference. So it was the United Social Justice Coalition Conference, and it was awesome. I got to meet Charlamagne the God, amazing, who also did our commercial for Juneteenth. Thank you very much. We got to thank him for that in person, really great experience. But more than anything, I got to meet Dr. Bernice A. King. Amazing. Amazing. Now, only half the audience is clapping, so who knows who Dr. Bernice A. King is? Yes, tell me. Close. Yes! I got to meet Martin Luther King's daughter, Dr. Bernice A. King, and she did a panel at this social justice conference, and she was just such a prolific speaker. I also got to meet Letitia James, who is the Attorney General of New York. We got to meet Keith Ellison, who's the Minnesota Attorney General who prosecuted the case with Derek Chauvin, and it was such an uplifting experience. I'm so glad I had it. So let's check in with y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all okay? No, everybody's kind of like, well, I don't know how I'm doing. I have no idea. That's fine. But I'll tell you how I'm doing. I'm hot. I'm sick of it. It's too hot outside. It's been over 90 degrees for days, and I can't take it. So I took my dogs out today, and they were really excited to get to the door. I'm like, Langston, outside? He hits the bell, ready to go. We take 2 steps outside, and he sits down, and he doesn't want to move anymore. That's how hot it was again. So I'm waiting for, actually it was a little cooler than yesterday, but I'm waiting for kind of a break. I'm a fall girl myself. So I can't wait for otoño. I can't wait until I get to wear my fall jackets and my boots. I'm ready for that season. Okay, so I know we had a couple of technical difficulties beforehand. Sorry about that. But did you share, Gabe, did you share the stream?
I did not.
Okay. Well, don't follow his example. Please share the stream. Babe, did you share the stream? Oh, look who's here. It's Basir Vincent. So this show is made possible by a couple of important people. One of them, first and foremost, is my husband, Basir. He has been helping with production and doing the things since the start of the show. The other person is Gib. He is the showrunner. He bosses me around, gets me ready before the show, and then I boss everybody else around. Yay! And then we have two very important people that write for the show, Julia Mallory and Cody Burt. So you'll get to hear some of their, yes, give them a hand. So you'll get to hear some of their work tonight, and we're really glad to have everyone. And also, I want to say welcome to Black Business Month. Yeah. Did you guys know that August was Black Business Month? I did not know that. I'm very excited to know that. And also, in addition, did y'all know that June was Black Music Month? I love it. So I'm going to be celebrating those things. I actually, speaking of Black Music Month in June, I think it was July though, did everybody see the Usher Tiny Desk? If you did not see the Usher Tiny Desk, it's probably one of the best Tiny Desk performances in the world. It is amazing. And Usher sounds just as good 25 years later on My Way than he did when he first dropped that single. Amazing. It was a wonderful experience. I've watched it 100 million times. If you see it's got over like 15 million views, at least 300,000 are me. Very excited about watching that so many times. So the next thing that we want to check in about is, did you guys see what happened yesterday? FBI raids? Yeah. Whoa, FBI's raiding people's homes, ex-presidents, and one other very interesting person in the state of Pennsylvania, Scott Perry, the insurrection seditionist himself. Oh my God, and he was so outraged. And here was I was like, oh no, not poor Scott Perry, the one who helped plan the insurrection. I can't believe it, not him. So we are happy in the state of Pennsylvania to have choices, however. How many days till the midterm, or till the midterm elections? Does anybody know? 88 days, 88 days. Make sure that you guys get out the vote, get out and vote. Tag a neighbor, tag a friend, get your families together. It's important that we vote because we have choices this midterm election that we want to avail ourselves of. So please get out and vote. I'll be talking about that in shows coming up. Well, tonight, give it up for our special guest for this week, our featured guest, Carter Tarantino. Miss Nika. And our musical guest, District 16. Coming all the way from Brooklyn. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I just want to say thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for letting us take a break, because honey, we needed a break. We were going. Juneteenth was amazing. Needed that month off in July to recharge. And so many revelations happened. And one thing, I think I posted about it a little bit, is realizing that my energy is my covenant with myself. My energy is my covenant with myself. So I'm practicing reserving my good energy and not expending it in places where it doesn't need to be. So that was a big revelation for me. I wanted to pass that on to you guys too. Your energy is your covenant with yourself. So take a little bit of what I learned. Now, let me tell you, that was a hard road. There's a lot of crying. There's a lot of laughing at myself. There's a lot of humility. A lot of things were happening. But it's a process to get to where you want to be, to get to the next level. And we will have a surprise in a couple of months that you guys should stay tuned for. The Black NewsBeat will be growing and changing, and we have things to tell you about that, okay? So stay tuned for that. So let's get started. We got to figure out what's going on in the news, y'all. Let's sweep these streets. Let's see what's going on. So, it has been a really crazy couple of weeks. In addition to monkeypox, in addition to COVID resurgences, in addition to all the news that have been happening, last week, the FBI finally charged the murderers of Breonna Taylor, the 26-year-old black woman who was brutally shot during a break-in by cops 2 years ago. Finally. And now, right? Now, this is not a celebration, right? But we know that some kind of justice had to happen because the AG in that state was too, whatever the words are for him, to actually charge those cops. So what the FBI found was many accounts where Louisville police officers covered up the death of Breonna Taylor by altering official police reports from far from the events that actually took place that terrible night. Just reported today, the cop in charge during that time has been terminated from his position. Ciao. Now, all of a sudden, people are focusing on search warrants and how white-ass officers lie to them to get to raid these homes like Taylor's and other black and brown folks in many communities across the country. Well, too late. Imagine all of this. Cops have gotten away with by just falsifying information to obtain these warrants to terrorize our people. It's sickening. It's sickening. We say Breonna Taylor's name forever. We say Breonna Taylor's name forever. We say Breonna Taylor's name forever. Hopefully, we will get some swift justice. We will follow up on this later in later shows. One thing that really struck me about this case is the absolute silence and ignoring around her death by those police officers and by the entire state of Kentucky. Imagine shooting someone to death in their home while they were asleep. They're coming out of their sleep only to be shot to death for someone to totally ignore it. That is ludicrous. That would never happen in other circumstances, and we know what those circumstances are. And y'all know it's still free Brittany Griner. It's still free Brittany Griner. As you may know, WNBA star Brittany Griner was detained by Russian authorities in February. Our last update on this show was in June when we learned that the State Department fumbled a phone call that was supposed to take place between Griner and her wife, which would have been the first time they talked since she was detained. We learned last week that the Russian government had issued a 9-year sentence for drug trafficking for an amount of THC that even by Russian standards do not meet the conditions for this degree of a sentence. Let's play that video to hear what Brittany had to say about her conviction. Or not. So early in this ordeal, some people thought it outlandish that Griner could become a pawn in a game between Russia and the US, and yet that appears to be exactly what is happening. There are now discussions of a prisoner swap. Oh, it's playing, okay. The other thing about this situation that we have to know is that there was a comparable case. So there was a young lady, another young lady, a white young lady, who got caught with more marijuana than Brittany Griner and got less time by multiples. This person was detained for 2 months and only had to pay a $15,000 monetary fine versus Brittany Griner, who had to pay over $1 million monetary fine and 9 years in prison. So there is a discrepancy there. Early in this ordeal, some thought it would be outlandish that Griner would become a pawn in a political game between Russia and the US. And that appears to be exactly what is happening. There are now discussions of a prisoner swap. The U.S. would return a Russian arms dealer currently serving a 25-year sentence in the U.S. in exchange for Griner's freedom. We are monitoring the situation and calling for a swift return of Griner to the United States. Now we're going on to one of my favorite segments, Media in Melanin. And this is one of my favorite segments because we talk about all of the black and brown things that are happening in the world of music, arts, television, movies, and it's just so fun. So, put a finger down. Everybody got fingers up? Okay. If Beyonce's Renaissance is the only thing you've been listening to since July 29, 2022, and whenever you try to peel yourself away, the spirit of pure honey pulls you back in for another 72-hour listening party. How many fingers do you still have up? Because that was all of mine. If you put a finger down, then yes, because Beyonce has done it again. Beyonce released the first act of her music trilogy, Renaissance. And baby, it is all I've been listening to. Every single track. I'm stuck on track 4, Cuff It. Every time the music breakdown comes in, I come alive. From the desk of Bey herself, she told Hive members that she used the time off during the pandemic to really get creative, and it shows. It's so funny how lots of my creative friends did the same exact thing, myself included. Use that downtime to really push out those ideas, and Beyonce did just that. On this 16-track project, you experience some of the most memorizing vibes that I've ever felt from Beyonce, and I really mean that. From her most poppy earlier pop singles and albums to this, it's a worlds apart. And the break-free point for me from her pop world was Lemonade for me. So I am so glad to see this kind of progression and maturation from Beyonce. My writers have also informed me that we are the official Beyonce Renaissance news source, so we'll keep you posted on what happens next. Now we'll go on to movies. Movie of the week. How many people got out to see Nope by Jordan Peele? Yes. Listen, Nope by Jordan Peele was amazing. That's our movie of the week this week. In this new sci-fi film, and let me tell you something, I love black sci-fi. Black sci-fi and Afrofuturism open up a world for me that I didn't even understood existed before, so I love this. So this new sci-fi film from the mind of our horror movie king, Jordan Peele. If you've seen it, you know what happens, so we'll keep the spoilers kind of light. Two siblings played by Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer, who stole they stole all the scenes actually. They were amazing. These two are running a horse ranch in California and they discover something wonderful and sinister in the skies above, while the owner of an adjacent theme park tries to profit from the mysterious otherworldly phenomenon. So, here's what you have to know about Nope. Nothing is as it seems. If you take it on the surface, it seems like a really silly, kind of kitschy movie, but there's a deeper meaning there that you have to look for. Okay? I promised I wasn't going to spoil it, so we're going to move on. Anybody watching P-Valley? Nobody's watching P-Valley? Okay, well, take a gander, because it's another good one. If you haven't been down to the Pank, you need to get down there, okay? Season 2, P-Valley, is wrapping up this week. And wow, what a journey we've been on. Created by Katori Hall, P-Valley is a love letter to Southern life and growing up in Memphis, Tennessee. This Starz acclaimed series has millions of viewers wishing they could take a trip down to the Pank, a strip club in, hold on one second, Chucalissa, Mississippi. We love living through the lives of Uncle Clifford and the Mercedes experience. I want people to look at Uncle Clifford, Mercedes, Autumn Night, Miss Mississippi, and see themselves, Katori Hall said in a Harper's Bazaar article. She continues on to say, it's about making these unreal characters create a bridge of empathy and understanding for women who have not had the opportunity to be seen as the full-bodied beings that they are. Catch the season finale of this Sunday on Starz. Now on to my favorite show that's streaming right now. All Rise on CBS. Please tell me y'all watching All Rise. If not, go ahead and, anybody watching All Rise? All Rise? All Rise, first of all, besides sci-fi, I love judge shows. That's another thing, judge and in the courtroom. Seeing a black lady judge in that seat reminds me very much of Black Lady Sketch Show with the Black Lady Courtroom, which I love. Black Lady Courtroom. Thank you. See, we have some people in the audience who've seen that. So my last recommendation is definitely get on that. All Rise is on OWN. So if you don't know the history of this one, it wasn't on OWN, it was on another channel, and OWN picked it up because it got canceled on the other channel, especially going through the pandemic. A lot of shows, but particularly Black and brown shows, got canceled. So I was very happy to see Oprah pick up, the OWN network pick up All Rise, and my other favorite, Queen Sugar. We're still waiting on that one. So in May 2021, news came that a legal drama, All Rise, which follows a group of judges and prosecutors in LA, was canceled after 2 seasons on CBS. Turn to your neighbors and say, ooh, but Oprah. I mean, that was okay. Tell me, ooh, but Oprah. Thank you, thank you. It now has a new home on the OWN network. The show handles real-world issues, including the COVID-19 pandemic, Black Lives Matter movement, and many of the nuances of America's criminal justice system. Simone Missick plays, I love Simone Missick, Misty Knight. Anybody seen that series as well? Amazing. She plays Judge Lola Carmichael, and the 3rd season is a gift. I love the 3rd season because it explores more about her life and what she's thinking behind the scenes. And it's a real break from CBS, and it allows you to do some blacker and bigger things on Oprah, if you know what I mean. So check that out. Okay, well that was Movies and Melanin. If you haven't watched any of those things, if you haven't seen Peen Valley, if you haven't seen All Rise, if you haven't seen Nope, check those out. If you're not listening to Renaissance, what are you doing? This is my real question. And my very favorite segment, I get to big up one of my favorite theaters in the city, Open Stage. So we always like to take a moment to say thank you to Open Stage. Thank you, Open Stage. Thank you for hosting us here. Thank you for letting me get on here and cuss sometimes. I really appreciate y'all. So every second and fourth Wednesday we are here. This show is a partnership between Open Stage and YPOC, and we want to just tell you about a couple things that are coming up with YPOC. So every month we have happy hour and board games and brunch. We just got off of we took a July break, so we're trying to get things ramped up again for August. And the first thing we're going to do is relax, because our retreat is this weekend at Noble Lane, Aquaba in Bethany, PA. Black-owned B&B. If you have not been, gotta go. It's always booked. So what you can do is put your deposit down tomorrow for next year so you can get to this property. It's beautiful. Aquaba, shout out to Miss Monique Greenwood. She always accommodates us. This is our 5th year. And actually this summer, we didn't actually celebrate Basir. YPOC turned 6 years old. Who knew? We were so wrapped up with Juneteenth and wrapped up with other things that we kind of, rolled that all into one. So we are so happy that you guys are here experiencing this. Become a member of YPOC. Anybody here a member of YPOC? Yes, we have a couple of members. Just give, okay. And, oh, no, there's somebody. There's Cody in the back. And shout out to Cody, one of our writers is here in the building. So definitely check out YPOC. Our mission is to create community for the Black and Brown Professional Collective and to help our Black and Brown professionals thrive in the community. And I'd say we've been doing a good job so far. Woo! Well, we made it through our first segment. Stick around. We'll be right back with our first guest.
Video online, something that's the same probably that just
gently used couch, lightweight desks, and office chairs. Are you ready to help Daniels for Congress win in November? Contact us with your donation today.
I'm so glad that you got to come hang out with us today. I got to meet you a couple months ago at Jillian Sumter's Introverted Networking event, and it was such a pleasure. You did a short interview there, and immediately I said, he's got to come on the show and tell everybody about all the amazing work that he's doing. So I'm very happy to have you here. So I just have a couple questions. I want to talk to you a little bit.
That'll work.
Right? So tell us, where are you originally from?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Really? So what brought you to Harrisburg?
Relocating, taking the time to put myself in a better atmosphere to do more productive things.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when you say more productive, what does that mean to you?
Productive can mean a lot of things, but as far as the projects that I'm working on, the 14 Laws of Growth, I believe I shared that with you. 16 Ways of Love, me and Jillian just wrote a book, and that's right, Jillian. Federal Fitness, I do a lot of training in the Harrisburg area, central Pennsylvania. So that's what I'm just working on right now.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. And so, yep. So you're an author. So how many books have you published?
I only published one right now, August 2022. We are to release another book, so by the end of this month, it'll be 2.
That's wonderful. That's amazing. And why authorship? Why did you become an author? What pushed you towards that way?
Incarceration. When I went to federal prison, that's how I expressed myself. So it's just something that I encourage anybody to do who have trouble expressing themselves.
That's amazing. I don't want to push too hard, but tell me about your journey to writing and how federal prison kind of brought that out of you.
Being in that joint by yourself, isolation, dealing with all type of things like betrayal from people you thought really loved you. I guess I tapped into my spirituality and I let that carry me.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Tapping into spirituality is really important. And I think that having a black man here to talk about that very vulnerable topic is really important. So tell me more about how you view your spirituality, how you understand it, and how you share it with others.
How I view it. Honestly, I feel like I just got conscious of understanding what it is. Me and Jillian, we speak a lot on what it means to us, but being with her, like, I lean to more of God. So just being intertwined with his wishes for me, so to speak. Vulnerability is something that I had an issue with, but it's something that humbles me in so many ways. I learned to appreciate it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, I'm gonna get a little nosy. Jill, is that okay? I'm gonna be nosy. All right. So you mentioned, it's your fault. You mentioned her name like 4 times, which I like, which I love. I like it and I love it for her.
Why not though?
That's right. Why not though? So tell us, how did you guys meet?
We met at a networking event. And from the beginning, the energy was exchanged and it was love at first sight. Simple.
That's very beautiful. That's very beautiful. So tell us more about your authorship in your books. What kind of themes do you talk about in your book? Tell us a little bit more about your recently published work. And tell us what, out of the 14 laws, tell us what is one law that you recommend that people really tune into when they get your book.
Okay, so we're going to start off with, you said, speak about my books, right? So I just speak from the heart. The 16 Ways of Love, I really appreciate that project because, for one, I lost the first initial, I guess you would say, rough draft. So I lost the first one, and I really wasn't feeling it. I feel like I found my flow on the second copy, and I really spoke from the heart. I really touched on a lot of things a lot of men feel uncomfortable talking about. I don't know, like that's my baby right there, 16 Ways of Love. And I'm just looking forward to sharing that with everybody. As far as 14 Laws of Growth, that one right there, I just feel like that's all of me. I was behind that wall, it was like, that's all I had was that pen and that paper. You know what I mean? Everything raw and all cut in that joint, like period, point blank. Like, I advise everyone to read that. It's a nice foundation for my family where
Share these gifts with us. We're very appreciative. Thank you. Please let us know. We'll be taking applications via email. You can email us at Kimeka@kimeka.org. That's KIMEKA @KIMEKA.org. Hope to see you on the set soon. Calling all members of the greater Harrisburg community. We need you.
We would love for you to join the YPOC and become a part of our leadership team. Would you like to join our board and get great perks and access in the community? Think about it and let us know. We'd love for you to contact us as soon as possible if you are ready. You can email us at info@ypoc-hbg.org. I think I've been giving the pitch for Black NewsBeat to different calling all members of the greater Harrisburg community. So I was like, yeah, we need you. We would love for you to join the YPOC and become a part of our leadership team. Would you like to join our board and get great perks?
Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us through some of our technical difficulties. So we are here with Miss Anika. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being on the show tonight. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. So, want to just talk to you a little bit about yourself and your life and the things that you do here.
Yeah.
So first, how long have you been in the Berg?
All my life, really. So growing up, I was back and forth between here and Baltimore. My dad's in Baltimore, my mom's here.
Oh, two people from Baltimore tonight. That's amazing.
So I went to school in Baltimore for a while, but since 14, I've been here consistently.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. And you're very connected to the local music scene. Mm-hmm. And tell me about that.
So I just do a lot of work with a lot of artists. I'm just all about like building the network. You know what I mean? I love to introduce people to other people, to help people meet people who can do videos, do shows, any type of entertainment, like live shows. That's my thing. I love live shows, like to go to live entertainment shows. It's good to see it on TV and, you know, watch the BET Awards, but if I can go to it, you know, if I can create it, I'm going to create it.
Absolutely right. So, this all this work also includes coordinating your own showcase called Believe the Hype.
Yeah.
How did you get started in that lane?
So kind of the same thing. So growing up, I remember like a lot of people used to be like, oh, I love comedy shows, but maybe I don't want to sit through comedy for 3 hours. Or maybe I don't want to go through 2 hours of hip hop. So Believe the Hype came from bringing a plethora of different genres together for everyone to enjoy. Yeah. So it's usually 2 comedians, a spoken word artist, a live band or a live instrument player, hip hop, a little bit of everything. Wow. So it's something for comedians. I work with a lot of comedians.
That's awesome.
A lot of comedians.
That's awesome.
So it's just something that everyone can come and enjoy. So you're not like ringing out with one thing. You know, you can hear some hip hop, you can watch some comedy, you know, laugh a little bit, network, meet everybody, and just everybody vibe.
That's wonderful. So what was one of your most memorable events that you've had with Believe the Hype Showcase?
Probably last year we did the Rayon Braxton show. Mm-hmm. So I started Believe the Hype with Rayon Braxton at Braxton Hall. Late Rayon Braxton, he passed away after Braxton Hall. Mm-hmm. But he helped me get my start in a lot of things. My first shows ever were at Braxton Hall. So after that happened, I went to the PM Bistro. Then I was at HMAC for a while. I'm still kind of at HMAC too. But last year, his mother actually reached out to me and asked us to do like a Believe the Hype focusing on his birthday. So his favorite color is blue. We did like a whole blue ambiance and blue table covers and blue and white balloons and everything. I had his pictures up and everything, and it was beautiful. That was probably the most memorable one.
That's very beautiful. That's wonderful. And you are doing a lot from coordinating events to hosting promotions. We have a little snippet of your kind of business card commercial and all the things that make an endeavor successful. So how are you balancing all of that? Working, motherhood, pursuing your passions, everything.
I just like to go. I'm not comfortable sitting still, so it helps me to have to organize a show and go to work and cook dinner. And you know, my daughter, she's 15, she's my shadow. So if you've been to Believe the Hype, you've met Essence. Clap it up for my baby. She comes with me. She works the doors sometimes. She used to perform, but I guess she grew out of that. She's 15 now. No pictures, no performances.
No pics, right? She's too famous.
That age.
That's amazing. And so what's next for Believe the Hype Showcase, and where can people connect with you?
So you can follow me on every platform. I'm on Facebook, Nika Jones. I'm on Instagram, Miss Nika717. My email is usually on every flyer. I have business cards for everyone here in the audience today.
Thank you.
Of course. Of course. And the second part.
What's next?
Next.
You know, that question's always hard because sometimes I know as a creative, it doesn't come that easy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think next for us is going on the road. So we've done a lot of things in Harrisburg, York as well, and I kind of want to go further. So I think next is, you know, the tri-state's always the norm, you know, Jersey, New York. I kind of want to go to North Carolina or, you know, other places and just kind of book shows down there and grow our network down there, meet people in other states and other audiences, and just build more and more.
That's amazing. I mean, do you think you'll go back to Baltimore and do anything?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've done things in Baltimore as well. Club Sizzle in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I'll be back there many times as well.
Well, I would love to be on your red carpet interviewing your guests. So
Absolutely.
you let me know.
Okay? Oh, I'd be honored.
You let me know. Thank you for a wonderful interview, and thank you for just stepping out. And you know, I know so many Black women are multi-hyphenates, but thank you for really stepping into that and bringing something great to the area. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely, thank you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate all of you. I love what I do because y'all make me love it.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Miss Nika, everyone. Thank you so much. And we'll be right back after this with our next segment. Thank you.
Woo. Thank you.
Rolling through the punches. Thank you so much. Great job. We're gonna districts can come back on the 24th, so we're gonna go straight to the last lap.
Okay.
We're gonna bring the wheel out now. To bring the young ladies up here and talk to them.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm, you know, fine. I'll be rolling. Oh, okay. So I'll ask you about your business. You can tell me about it, and then we're gonna do a Black business game. Questions are very easy, and I want you to win. Well, we have a treat. So we are going to move into what we call last lap. It's almost over, y'all. It's almost the end of the show. Thank you again for sticking with us, doing everything, through everything. We appreciate you guys. But we have some special guests, okay? And we want to talk to them a little bit about who they are and what they do, and then we're going to play a game with them. So ladies, tell me about you. Who are you?
Hi, my name is Rain. And my name is Taj. And we are the owners of Rain and Taj's Homemade Lemonade.
It's the unison for me, okay. So ladies, tell me, so I've seen you guys all over the place. I've seen you multiple times at Harrisburg Park. I've seen you at different events, and the lemonade is always delicious. What is the recipe?
Keep it tight.
Well, of course we make it with love, obviously. And the rest is kind of a secret.
Wow, so you're not even gonna tell me and so many of my friends?
Well.
Okay. So how long have you guys been in business? Because I remember when y'all were a little shorter.
So coming up later this August, around the 24th, it will be our 3rd year doing Rain and Taj's Homemade Lemonade.
Congratulations, ladies. So my favorite is the blueberry lemonade. That's probably my favorite one that you guys have done. I've had probably like 4 or 5. I have so you know how you go to a business and you get their special cup and you're like, oh, I only need 1. So now every time I go, I get a special cup, so now I have 4. So tell me, what is your favorite thing about being in business?
Well, a lot of people think it's mostly about the money and making money, which some part it is, like you're on your own business, you work your own hours, but we like most meeting new people, seeing new opportunities. We love traveling, like going to Virginia and New York, so just the opportunity, the experiences, and just meeting a lot of new people and learning about their different cultures and different ways of business.
That's wonderful, wonderful. What about you? What is your favorite part about being in business?
My favorite part is probably reacting and interfering with the customers. Like we might have some things that are in or they might be really sweet, and then they might lead us to different events in the future that leads us to more events. So that expands our business.
That is beautiful. First of all, you guys are probably the most well-spoken businesswomen I've ever met. I am impressed.
Thank you.
And little secret audience, they're like the impromptu guests. So for the fact that they're so prepared is amazing. Okay, thank you. So question for you, what's your favorite lemonade flavor that you guys make?
My favorite would be green apple, which is one of our newest flavors. Yeah. And then like if I have to choose like one of our older ones, it'd be strawberry.
Oh yes, the strawberry's good too. What about you?
My favorite's probably blueberry.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's my favorite.
One of our newest flavors, I'm gonna have to go with pear because we did a little
pear.
competition. Yeah.
Ooh, that is very fancy.
Thank you.
I love it. And so last question before we get into our game. So you guys are young entrepreneurs. Who do you, maybe two questions, who do you credit most with helping you get to where you are right now?
That would definitely be our mom. Clap it up for her. She's in the audience. She drives us to the event. She handles the hard work that we don't do. She stays up late to help us when we can't, like when we're too tired to work. She does so much for her, and we're so thankful for her.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's wonderful. Listen, moms do everything, don't they? They help get us to where we gotta go. And then last question for you, what advice do you have? So we're in Black Business Month. August is Black Business Month. And what advice do you have for other younger Black young women entrepreneurs who want to get into the business game? What advice do you have?
I would say never give up and always follow your dreams no matter where they take you. And it's just all about the friendly and kindness you have in the business world.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say, again, never give up, but also when starting your own business or even working with a different business, not everything is going to go your way, but you can't let that stop you. There's going to be trial and error. There's going to be times where something happens unexpected, something like you might run out, like you just have to learn from your experiences.
Like you might have technical difficulties during the show. You really just helped me, and I appreciate that, because sometimes you do get down, right, when things don't go the way you want them to go. So I appreciate you saying that. All right, are you ready? It's time to play a little game. Okay, so we have a wheel, all right? And we spin the wheel and we ask questions. There are 3 questions. You can win some things. You could win $10. You could win some candy. She's like, ooh, money, yes. Win some candy. You could win a YPOC membership. You would probably be our youngest YPOC members to date, but you are welcome to come because you're business people. Come on, young professionals, right? So yeah, the youngest professionals, right? Ooh, that's what we're going to call our juniors group, the youngest professionals. Listen, things happen for a reason. Okay, so can I get some game music of some sort? It don't matter what it is at this point. So we have a little Harrisburg, a little national, and a little history. So you ready? We got 3 questions. All right? Would you like to spin the wheel first, or would you like to spin the wheel first? I'll spin it, but whoever gets it is the one who gets it. You want to spin it first? All right, you ready? All right. 1, 2. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is for a YPOC membership. I like it. All right. What is the first Black coffee shop in Harrisburg? First Black-owned coffee shop in Harrisburg. Is it Little Amps? Is it Elementary Coffee? Or is it Good Brothers? Your question.
Good Brothers.
It absolutely is Good Brothers. That's right. Shout out to Stefan D. Hawkins. First Black-owned coffee shop in the Harrisburg area. All right, ready for the next one? So since you went first, you get to get the next one. All right? So you win a YPOC membership. That includes discounts to the Young Professionals of Color to use the Young Professionals of Color house to go to any events. And you are always welcome to come and vend at our events because lemonade never goes out of style. Right? All right, ready? Let's give it a gander here. Boy, we're gonna go like this. All right. Second question, because I feel like the YPOC membership is gonna fit both of you, right? I think so. Second question. Oldest black-owned business in the United States. If you're young entrepreneurs, you should probably get to know this one. Is it Woolworths? Is it Sears? Or is it Ward Moving and Storage? Is it Woolworths? Is it Sears? Or is it Ward Moving and Storage?
Ward Moving and Storage?
Yes, it's Ward Moving and Storage, yes. E.E. Ward Moving and Storage Company actually celebrated their 141st anniversary this year. Wow. So you guys are going to be around that long too, right? For generations to come, right? Your business. So you get some candy. You got to get him. Oh, there we go. There's the candy. Come on, you can come here and put the candy on the thing. Pick your poison. Okay, anything you like there. Oh yes, I would take a Dum Dum too. My favorite are these ones. Let me just put that here by my phone. All right. Last question. I guess it's going to be for both of you. So either one can answer. All right. When? Oh wait. Hold on, I gotta spin. There's other prizes to get on here, right? We still gotta get this one. Let's see how lucky we are. Wow, $10, that's amazing. Last question. When was Black Business Month started? Was it 2004, was it 1994, or was it 1984? When was Black Business Month started? Was it 2004, 1994, or 1984? Anyone? You can talk amongst yourselves, okay. Since we have music, I won't look, all right.
1984?
1984 is incorrect. Oh, you can guess again though, because I like you. Go ahead.
2004?
2004! Wow. This is a clean sweep, ladies and gentlemen. They got the candy, they got the YPOC membership, and they got $10. Y'all gonna split it? How you gonna split it? 60-40? 70-30? 7 and 3? 5 and 5?
Yeah.
Okay. She said, wait, probably what? Let me see what she was gonna say. Nah, she said 90-10. That's amazing. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us for the game. Happy Black Business Month to you both. And we're going to have you back again real soon, I think, right? We're going to have you back because we got to learn more about y'all and everything that y'all been doing. Thank you, ladies, so much. Thank you so much. Now, we are going to do my last couple of things. So we have, we're restarting our Ask Dr. Case part of the show as well. So if you have questions for me, anything that you want to know, I love answering questions. I always get them in the inbox. I'm going to reserve some of the questions for next time. So please send your questions to Ask Dr. K at Kimeka.org, askdrk@Kimeka.org. You can also send them to info@blacknewsbeat.com. I forgot we got a blacknewsbeat.com. I got to do something with that. All right. And then next we got some people to send to hell. Russia, please go to hell. Why? Why would you lock up? But you know, I shouldn't ask why because I know why. A couple of shows ago, we talked about when the Russian conflict was just starting, how they were pushing Black people and African people to the back of the line who were trying to get out of the country. So we know that the racism is rampant there. But we're still sending them to hell because Brittany Griner should be free, and we should not be holding people on minuscule charges to play international political games. We don't appreciate that, so please go to hell. Second, and this one is not so much a go to hell because I've really been thinking about this, but I really want to talk about Khalees and Beyonce. I'd like to call this one the Beyonce advantage. The Beyonce advantage. And so, and it's not really about Beyonce, really. It's about her fans. And now I started this one off a little spicy because I know you like to tussle, but I don't care. And it has everything to do with her fans, maybe even a couple people in here, maybe not, who live in this current society with everyone else. So y'all know how Black women are treated in this society. And we all got a super F on this very important test. This entire situation with Khalees helps me understand even further how abuse can proliferate unchecked throughout our communities. And if you don't know what happened with Khalees, she made allegations that her music was used and nobody told her about it, is what happened on the track, on the Beyonce album. So it was the perfect litmus test, and not only did we collectively fail, but we completely misunderstood the assignment. Imagine trying to defend Beyonce while also cutting down Khalees to her quick. Instead of interrogating the conditions that would give us a Khalees who had been swindled out of her publishing rights, we took the easy, lazy, and strangely venomously abusive way out. It was easy though. Beyonce's a goddess, and Khalees should have never stepped to her, right? She should be mad at Pharrell. And Beyonce's our queen. She is our collective queen. So collectively, Beyonce fans over the last week have re-traumatized Tone Police and flat out harassed a woman who continues to speak out about her pain and alleged mistreatment after being allegedly disrespected again by the Neptunes for over 2 decades. But is it so hard to believe that Khalees may have also been taken advantage of by the Neptunes given their history? They've stolen before. It's easy to make Khalees the scapegoat in this situation. It's easy because we all love Beyonce. It's easy because the Neptunes own the rights to the music. It's easy. But they've stolen before. Just maybe a couple years ago, they were sued by the Marvin Gaye estate for what? Stealing. It's easy because you can minimize what happens to Khalees in favor of supporting Beyonce, who was a black woman, in the name of protecting black women, all the while being severely abusive and tone policing the hell out of Khalees for a response to something that's very egregious. And let's be clear, what happened to her over 2 decades ago was very egregious. Literally, this is what black folks have been fighting for all this time. From the earliest artists that were having their music interpolated, sampled, and outright stolen in almost the same way. And for some of them, there was nothing they could do because they had signed their rights away without understanding what they were doing, just like a young teenage Khalees. Reminder that the enslaved and their intellectual, physical, and even imagined property were owned as well. Black people were swindled out of hundreds of years of inventions, patents, author credits, musical attributions, and so much more. Where do you think the music industry got it from? And black men who have been central for perpetuating this in the world of black music, a pox, I say. Neptunes, until y'all do right by Khalees, everything you think about is always gonna reek with the stench of your thievery. Please go to hell. So, that's the end of the show. We thank you guys so much for coming and being with us tonight. I know we went through a whole journey and back, but I'll tell you who saved the show. These two right here, okay? So, we are going to have them back, and we love them so much. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Love y'all. Have a good night.